Welcome to Spotlight on Souris. This is February the 28th, 2018, and we're at the Souris Curling Club talking with Karen Dunbar about curling, and mostly junior curling. Souris hosted a junior jamboree here at the local curling club. Welcome, Karen, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Dean.
When did the jamboree take place?
We host our jamboree on Louis Riel Day. It's just a great day for us to have. The kids are off school, parents and grandparents are off work, and they can bring the kids down to the rink.
What is a jamboree exactly, for those that might not know?
Well, I'm not too sure, but a jamboree to me is just a day when the local curlers can mix with junior curlers from our surrounding clubs, and just a day of curling activities. It's not a bonspiel, it's just one activity after another, and where they can meet the other curlers from the other clubs and just have fun.
What are some of the other activities then besides the regular curling? You were talking about activities, so.
Yeah, most of the day is not regular curling. The kids enter as teams or individuals. So then I mix them together so the teams curl with teams and individuals are made up into teams. The first event we play 6 ands, but it's modified rules. Every 2 ands they have to change skips. Anytime they score multiple points, they only put 1 point up on the scoreboard, so that if somebody comes down and sees somebody, there's no runaway games if you look at the scoreboard. But the last end is open, so then they can score and win if they want. After lunch, we have a skills competition, which involves, the first one is draw, second one is a hit, third one is a tap, and the fourth one is draw through the point. Through the port. And there's 2 points maximum on each skill, and we did have a young gentleman from Brandon, Jack Lyburn, that got 8 out of 8. He might be all of grade 8. Anyway, that's what we do, and then after the skills competition, we have 4 ands of regular curling. And then after that, we have what we call the Great Canadian Shootout, in which we divide the kids into 2 teams, 16 on one sheet, 16 on the other, and they're pressure draws for points, and we do that. And they can have 2, 3, 4, 10 sweepers if they want. It's just a fun activity at the end. And then we have our trophy presentation, and we go home.
Right on. How many curlers took part, and where do they all come from?
I take a maximum of 32 curlers. This year we had curlers from Carberry, Forest, Brandon, Verdon, and Souris. And unfortunately, curlers from Boissevain and Clarny were late entering, so they couldn't get in this year. So I'm sure they'll be back another time.
They'll be a little quicker on the entry.
They will.
What are the ages of all the curlers then that attended?
The youngest would probably be about 9, and the oldest would be about 15.
Okay, so they are junior curlers.
They're definitely juniors.
Who sponsored the event then?
Of course, the Souris Curling Club sponsors it, but the Westman Curling Foundation also gives me some money towards the ice rental. The kids pay $10 each, but they also get a lunch and a trophy, so by the time we pay for that, there's not much of their $10 left.
That's a pretty good deal for that. What are the goals of hosting an event like this then?
Well, the goals are just to make curling a fun event. We don't worry about the competitive part of it. It's just mixing with other kids from other clubs and curling, just having fun curling.
Making the game enjoyable so they stick with it.
That's right. Don't dilly-dally. If you come up here and I don't know.
Who act as on-ice coaches and what role do they play in?
Well, I get a coach for each sheet, and this year my coaches were Murray Cameron, Stacy Coop, Stephen Ney, and my husband Colin and myself. And all they do is they just stand on the ice, and if some of the kids want help with the skipping, they'll do that. Or if there's a rule they're not too sure of, that's what the coaches do. They just keep the flow of play going fairly quickly for the kids.
And you don't have any trouble keeping them focused?
No, actually,
Sorry.
no, the coaches are, no, the kids, it's amazing. They get out there and there's very little tomfoolery, if you want. No, most of the kids are right in there and they're trying their best all the time.
Yeah. And something like that would take more people than just the coaches. What other volunteers besides the coaches helped with this event?
Well, I had 3 other main volunteers. That's Darren Jans and Karina Dornian and Terry Vanderkerkhoff. And they prepare the lunch and they help me with the skills competition too.
You'd mentioned, or have we talked, do the kids get something or prizes for?
Yes, each kid gets a trophy. So I have trophies donated every year. There's lots of families in Souris that have donated their trophies, like the Strass and Bert Peasley, and we've donated all our trophies. But this year I got the trophies from Judy and Sheldon Seafoot from Brandon. The year before it was from Betty Cooling from Brandon. They just give me all their old trophies. Then Nolan Croish, one of my grade 10 curlers, comes and takes the plaques off them, and he takes them to the shops at school. And Mr. Dick has the kids make nice wooden plaques that go on the trophy, and that's what I give out. And when I give the trophies out, I set them all on a table like this, and then I just draw the names out of a hat, because we don't have winners. And they have 5 seconds to pick the trophy. It's a fun event too. Most of them have their trophies picked out before their names are pulled out.
Okay, they were out for a little while and they had a choice.
That's right.
Right on. Is the Souris Curling Club hosting any more events for the juniors this year?
Yes, as you know, we have a big bonspiel at the end of March, beginning of April. It's called the Souris Survivor Bonspiel. And in that bonspiel, we make 6 sheets of curling ice out on the arena, plus the 4 sheets that you see behind us here. So we have 10 sheets of ice. We have men, ladies, master men, senior ladies curling in this bonspiel. And the last few years we've had well over 100 teams. The bonspiel starts either the Tuesday or Wednesday of the last week of March. Now the masters and the senior ladies play during the day on Wednesday and Thursday. And about 6 or 7 years ago, they weren't filling the ice up. The senior ladies couldn't get 20 teams to fill up the ice. So I jumped in then and said, we're going to have juniors. And so ever since that, we've had juniors come to the Survivor. So that's what we're going to do again this year. They will fill the ice. So I'm trying to get enough juniors. So if I only get, say, 8 senior ladies teams, then we'll get the equivalent of 12 junior teams to fill the ice on the Wednesday and the Thursday. Again, there's 2 categories. The little kids, the grade 4 to 8s, will play on Wednesday, and the grade 9 to 12 kids, if I get enough teams, will play on Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
So that works out and it helps keep the ice filled?
Yes, it does. I mean, the ice is here anyway, and the kids love to be part of the Survivor Bonspiel. And then instead of trophies, the older kids get cash prizes, but the younger kids, I have medals made up that they're Souris Survivor participants. And they value those just about as much as the trophies.
So is there a fee for those kids for that?
Yeah, the same thing, $10
10.
or $15 for the older kids. Yep.
Oh, so it's a heck of a deal.
Yeah, they get
And you're at the
pizza.
Survivor, which is a heck of a good time for
That's right.
all those that have attended.
And they get pizza this time instead of hot dogs.
Oh. A good change-up. And Survivor, basically, lots of curlers still, or do they still looking for more?
Oh, they're still looking for more. The men, they could probably use another 20, 25 teams. They will come in, but sometimes it's better to get it in sooner than later. The ladies, the other categories are doing quite well, and even the juniors.
Good. Well, that's great to hear. I'll get you to describe the curling program or programs open to kids in the Souris area.
Okay, we have school curling Monday after school for an hour, and it takes in grades 4 and up. It's from the middle of November to the middle of March. We do that all year long, from the curling season. And then this year after Christmas, I had the grades 1 to 3. We had a 4-week session with them. They came every Thursday for 4 weeks. So that's what we do for them here.
Right. Well, hopefully that gets us more curlers.
Oh, it will. If it doesn't help our curling, it will when these kids go to other communities because they know how to curl.
Curl. Right on. All right. Well, I'd like to thank Karen Dunbar very much for joining us today on Spotlight on Souris. We're here in the curling club. We've got a few games going on behind us. So men's night in the Souris Curling Club is Monday and Wednesdays. Ladies is Tuesdays. And the Survivors coming up. What's the dates, I guess, Karen?
Oh, the Wednesday is the 28th. That's more than likely when we'll start curling, March 28th. And it'll go to that Sunday, which is what, the 1st of April? Or 2nd of April, whatever that Sunday
Right.
is. And the finals will probably be about 5 that afternoon.
On Sunday.
And there's meals for people to come and in the hall for people to come and have a meal with the curlers because there's banquets for curlers. There's a banquet on Thursday night and Friday night.
Okay. And is there a social both nights on Friday and
Yeah.
Saturday?
No, this year it's Good Friday. It's Good Friday, so we're not having a dance that night. There will be a dance with a live band on Thursday and one on Saturday.
Okay, so there's still 2.
There's still 2, but not on the Friday this year.
All right. Well, that's junior curling in Souris. And I think Souris has got to be very thankful. We have somebody like Karen and Colin Dunbar here that are very enthusiastic and continue to help all those kids learn the wonderful game of curling.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen, very much.
You're welcome.
And I'd like to thank you all for joining Spotlight on Souris today from the Souris Curling Club. It's February 28th of 2018.